One of the things we talked about is our responses. There's not good or bad habits. There are habits that work for you and habits that work against you. Do you think there is an intersection between, you know, the habits that a person has and their response to trauma they may be carrying?
Absolutely. The so if you already kind of have good habits, for example, and something traumatic happens to you, and listen, and I don't want anybody to think that all trauma is somebody dying, right? That's not all trauma. It's not all war and buildings falling and planes hitting buildings in war. It could be a puppy. It could be a divorce. That can be a traumatic situation for somebody. And
It could
and
be a roller coaster.
it could be a roller coaster, right? It could be something. It doesn't have to be. So my trauma is not your trauma. You can see something and say, "Oh, wow, that was awful," and go, and I can be like, now I can't breathe. I need, I need to get out of the area. And you not knowing me might be looking like, "Oh, wow, what is it? It wasn't that serious." Like, so everybody's trauma, all trauma is not created equal. That's probably the best way to put it, right? So what I find traumatic, you may not. If you have good habits already, then those good habits can help you. I won't say overcome. I will say they can help you work through a trauma. They really can. Because if you one of your habits, and I'll use running, I know people that are really good runners, and they run and they say it clears the fog, right? It clears their brain, and and they're able to think. For me, it's driving. I'll get in the car and I'll drive 9 hours to Virginia or wherever, and that's cathartic for me. That's my time to think. I used to say I believe I can change. I could change hunger, world hunger, and world peace by driving. I can solve it by driving across country. Give me some time, and I can come up with some ideas. 9 hours later, I have figured out how we can solve this hunger and this peace situation. Because I'm looking at, and it's for me, and this is spiritual. I'm looking at all that God has created, even if it's a rainy day that I'm driving. I'm looking at all that God created. I'm thanking Him for all of my blessings. And for a lot of people, resilience is attached to their spirituality, whatever their religious practice is, whatever they believe in, whatever their higher power is. It may not be God. Some people have a different higher power. Whatever that higher power is, that is part of their resilience. And if that's their ritualistic habit of going to something when things go wrong or go left or right, that can be a way of being resilient. That's a type of resilience.